What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we got a fun one. We're going out to Rough River in Kentucky. Rough River is the biggest Canard meetup on the east side of the U.S. other than Oshkosh. So it's a pretty big event. A lot of these airplanes are going to be there. So super excited. Work ran actually really late today, so it's almost 7:30, and it's a 3-hour flight, so I'm not going to get there till like 10:30. So nighttime landing, nighttime exceed, which is what I'm trying to avoid. It's not a huge deal, but I just would rather do it in the daytime. So it's whatever. We just got the plane fueled. We're gonna get pushing, and we're gonna move the car into the hangar, and then we'll be on our way. I forgot the GoPro for this one, so not too much aerial footage, but that's not what this weekend is about. So it'll be fun. We'll see you guys. This video is going to be a mix of voiceover and real-time video. Total flight time was about 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was a beautiful flight. Once I was past Cincinnati and all of the city lights, the stars really came out and they were super clear. At Rough River, winds were calm, so I decided to land on a south-facing runway, and I forgot that runway slopes downhill. So, came in too fast, went around. Second landing was uneventful and, very smooth. All right, so we landed on the ground, apparently the 40th Canard airplane to show up, so that's cool. Not too much going on tonight, obviously. So we'll see you guys in the morning, and I'll show you guys all the cool shit that's here. Morning. So it's currently a little past 7 a.m. The sun is shining, and there's people up and walking around and stuff, so I guess I'm up for the day. Yeah, so we're gonna get breakfast, and we're gonna take a look at all the airplanes. It's gonna be a fun day. First up is my ramp neighbor, and what caught my attention with this one were the baggage pods. Now, these were actually made for a cozy, but, they're bigger, so he put them on his long easy. I've been wanting to get some of these for a while because when you have a passenger, you don't really have any baggage space, but the problem is the takeoff weight for a long easy is fairly low. And then shortly after this was the first flyby of the weekend. A big part of Rough River is plane rides. Tons of people that have projects come to Rough River to get a better understanding of what they're building. Part of that is a plane ride, and there is no shortage of those over the weekend. And this was my first time sitting in a cozy, and despite it being twice as wide as a long easy, it's, cozy in there. Especially if you have two people up front, I'd say the long easy has more space, just, for arm room. And I got to fly in this later, so stay tuned. Next up is this work in progress long easy. It's airworthy and completely safe, has better avionics than mine does, but it's not all there cosmetically. Luckily, cosmetics don't make the airplane fly, and flying is what's important to a lot of people, myself included. Next up is this beautiful cozy with full retract gear. A lot of the Rutan airframes only have a retractable nose, and while the airframe is very sleek, getting rid of the main landing gear is a big boost to aerodynamics. A lot of builders don't put retractable mains on their airframes because of cost, complexity, and fuel capacity. The mains retract right into where the fuel tanks go, so unless you modify quite a bit, you're sacrificing fuel capacity for speed. This is my other ramp neighbor with a very nice long easy. It belongs to the captain of the formation crew and has sparkly race numbers. Next to him was a long easy with the extended nose mod and one of the cleanest paint schemes that aren't plain that I've seen. It also has a hidden US Air Force insignia on the speed brake, so that's pretty cool. I was admiring this very clean cozy when a Lancer did a flyby. There were two at the fly-in. The Lancer has a very small wingspan and an even smaller tail. Pair that with retractable gear at 200 horsepower and it goes very fast. As I was walking the ramp, this very not solid flywheel caught my attention. Seems like a good way to reduce weight on an otherwise tail-heavy airframe. Next was this cozy with a beautiful analog IFR panel. Nice seats too. I couldn't help but notice this long easy with metallic blue accents. Very cool paint scheme. Next is this very easy with a very, very small cowl on it. Surprisingly, there's a Lycoming 0290 engine under there, which is bigger than mine. Parked next to that was a Rutan Defiant. This is a four-seater aircraft with two engines. One is in the front and one is in the back, meaning it has no critical engine. Its rudder is next to the nose gear instead of on the winglets. Because of the nose engine, it's the only Rutan Canard that doesn't need to park on the nose. Out on the grass was a Piper Cherokee with a cool US Air Force paint scheme. Caught my eye as I was walking to lunch. On the way back from lunch, there was a cozy coming in for landing. Next is this very sleek Velocity. While it is not from Rutan and it can come in a kit, they are still excellent Canard aircraft and always interesting to see. Here was my first flight in a cozy. It is essentially a four-seater version of the Long Easy. This one had 180 horsepower and is way faster than mine. As we came in to land at Rough River, we encountered the formation crew taking off and getting ready for some passes over the airport. Unfortunately, my camera loves going out of focus. I'm going to pause right here for a second. This missing man formation was for Jack Williamson, who passed a couple weeks ago and was a big part of the Canard community.
So it's the next morning here at Rough River. People are getting ready to take off.
I missed this one earlier. This is the Rutan Quickie. It's a single-seater. It only has 18 horsepower. Cruises at 100 miles per hour, which isn't very fast for a plane, but for a 1.5 gallon per hour fuel burn, it's excellent.
We got the Quickie over there. They're on the roll now. Not too far behind, got another Long Easy getting ready to go. Yeah, everyone's getting ready to roll out here. I'm trying to get the dew off my airplane. You'd swear it would have rained with how much fucking water's on this thing, but it's all part of the outside parking game.
Appears that most of my gauges have condensed over. Which isn't a big deal, but it's always fun seeing that because it never happens in the hangar. But
but no big deal. That's all taken care of. Everybody rolling out here. One all easy there. Another one heating up there. And we got many more to get through, so.
So the ramp has cleared out significantly. The rest of us are heading up north to the next airport and get food and fuel. It's gonna be a good time. We'll see you guys over there. All getting ready to go here. We're running, they're running. So we're at the Breckenridge Airport, all done with lunch now, so everyone's splitting separate ways. I have 10 hours of fuel endurance and I only used 3. So I really don't need fuel, but it's like $4.70 here, so I'm just gonna fill up because why not? It's super cheap. So fill up, we'll be out of here. So we filled almost 17.5 gallons of fuel, over 3.5 hours of engine run. So outstanding fuel burn. Like $85 for the fuel bill, so very cheap fuel, glad. But yeah, getting them back up in the air and we'll be out of here shortly. So made it back home. I've got a ton of stuff to unpack. But yeah, that's about it. Rough River 25, way better than last year. You know, didn't get delayed, didn't miss the lunch rush, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.